The next lay-in he had was a lot higher degree of difficulty, going down the middle of the lane and then crossing over his body with his right hand. And here's the block by Westbrook. He gets the ball back and kind of shields the ball away from the defender.
I think he was just playing with him a little bit.
Yeah, you might be right, John.
He got some style points and a basket on that one. Ball tipped away. And a nice fast break by the Redmond Panthers with Tavita getting the basket. And we're tied up again, 2 minutes, 33 seconds to go. So you cannot rest on your lead here in this ball game.
Well, Redmond is working harder so far in the third quarter at keeping the ball away from Avery Holmes.
And a Redmond foul is going to send Westbrook to the free throw line. That foul was on Mason Rodby.
Dribble penetration.
And again, in the Central Valley Conference Final, North Salem made 36 of 39 free throws. So if you're Coach John Corbett from Redmond, you do not want to see the Vikings going to the free throw line.
Well, you know, John, they're shooting very well again tonight. That's 9 of 10 so far tonight for North Salem. It's 90%. That's a better clip than the other night.
Take it away by Holmes. Holmes to the basket. And he'll go to the line. And the Vikings putting tremendous pressure on that Redmond defense and on the officials to make that call.
Yeah, and that's what players with his ability do. Take it right at the defense. They're in transition. As a ball handler, that's the time you attack because they are in transition and they're not going to be set. And oftentimes you get people reaching, and that was a very easy call for them to make.
One more free throw for Avery Holmes, co-player of the year in the Central Valley with A.J. LePray. And number 2, Matt Dolan comes back in the ballgame for Redmond.
We talk about two very deserving players getting player of the year. Avery was out for several games early on, but he's, obviously a great player. And A.J. LePray, just a junior over at Sprague, had a great year. Averaged about 21 points a game, 7 rebounds, and I think about 4 assists. So just a really good player for Sprague also.
Trevor Gens with the basket.
Trevor's having a nice third quarter, John. He has 7 points so far with over a minute to go in the quarter. He's giving them a lift in the third quarter here.
Davis can't get it to go this time. Rebounded by Dolan. Ball knocked away. Lowe comes up with it. Lowe ahead to Westbrook. Westbrook off balance, gets it to go, and he's going to the line, and hopefully he's okay. Westbrook holding his leg, and he's going to stay down there for a minute. I think the last game in the tournament championship, he cramped up.
Yeah, that looks like what's going on right now too, John. He's stretching out his calf, it looks like, and he's got the trainer over there helping him.
And in that championship game, the end of the game, Westbrook on the floor went down. Everybody thought might be ankle or a knee. Here he comes.
Well, another turnover leads to another fast break, and he got undercut. Sure nothing intentional was meant there, and landed awkwardly. So he's going to have to come out for at least a play.
And Leaks will shoot the free throw, and that was the 4th foul on Matt Dolan. And as you said, that's a big loss for Redmond. Leaks with a free throw. It's a 5-point advantage with 1 minute 5 seconds to go in the third quarter for the North Salem Vikings. Trying to move on in the playoffs. And a foul called on Justin Lowe. Not a popular call on the North Salem side, but we've got some Redmond fans over on our side. They like that one a lot. Only the second team foul on North Salem with less than a minute to go in the third quarter.
Well, with all the Redmond turnovers, North hasn't had to play a whole lot of defenses, and that's where you get a lot of your fouls. You know, they've been able to steal the ball a lot and haven't had to play a lot of half-court defense. So it's not surprising they only have 2 fouls to this point.
Lau comes up short. Scramble for the basketball. Goes out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Redmond, and you can see that size advantage inside. The Vikings working hard, but they just could not get their hands on the basketball.
Well, you know, with LJ Westbrook on the bench, they just got a whole lot less athletic. I don't say a lot shorter necessarily, but, you know, he gets a lot of rebounds because of his length and his athleticism.
Shot is way off the mark, comes down to Leaks. Holmes on the run. Holmes with a pass to Mueller.
That was a beautiful break.
Lowe knocks the ball away to Holmes. Holmes with another basket. As the third quarter comes to an end, and we've seen that before, haven't we? The end of the quarter scoring by the North Salem Vikings. Our score after 3 quarters, North Salem 60 and Redmond 51, and the Vikings, what a great finish to that third quarter.
Well, again, it's turnover, turnover, turnover. It's been the theme of the game so far. It's been the dominant statistic, as I mentioned earlier. And this last play is set up with a turnover. Just looks like Holmes got his hands on the ball out of that trap, and got passed down to him for the lay-in to end the third quarter. And as a result, North Salem ends up 9 points ahead going into the fourth quarter.
And the fourth quarter has really belonged to North Salem this year. And talking with Westbrook after the last ball game, he said that is our quarter. We are really focused on playing hard in that quarter.
Well, there's that break. You know, Avery Holmes saw Mueller coming down the right side the whole way, kind of looked off the defense and then just kicked it over there for just a really nice play.
And North Salem, maybe a little bit too much one-on-one basketball in that first quarter, but that last play there to Mueller from Holmes, just a great example of sharing the basketball, giving it to the guy who's got the best opportunity.